Monica King here with after a bee removal. While we're doing the bee removals, we sort the comb. This comb here is completely empty. This removal had absolutely no honey, and so it had a lot of empty wax from previous seasons, empty comb that they're hoping to fill, but they were in an unwanted location in the roof of a house. And so we did the removal, and now we're going to render some of the wax because we don't waste anything. And so I just basically put it in. This is a homemade solar wax melter. I live completely off grid. I don't have the luxury of having any fancy equipment that hooks up to power. So this is a homemade wax melter. My husband made it out of some plywood. He is not a carpenter, but this just shows you anybody can build these wax melters. My metal is a sheet off of one of my old ceramic kilns that broke, and so I disassembled it to use different things for parts. And so I rolled out the metal sheeting so that Dan could put that in at a slight incline or decline, so that it actually drains down here and gets caught and goes into my pan. As you can see, this is a pan of wax that was removed this morning from previous comb that I went through. And all I do basically here is a recycled glass screen, sliding glass door, and I just bring this right over the top of it, and the sun causes it to heat up and melt, and I will end up eventually with a block of wax just like this one. And we sell the beeswax to be used in different products such as furniture polishes and lip balms and lotions and all kinds of things. So fairly soon on Savor the Southwest, some of our beeswax will be available, along with recipes on how to make some of your own cosmetics, and along with some of our own creations will be available on our store. So look forward to some awesome products made with local items. Thank you and have a great day. Hi, Monica King here on a windy day. Excuse my Medusas, as my husband calls them. Basically, I am here in another one of my solar wax melters, and this one here is a huge experiment. It is an old cast iron tub. If this experiment doesn't work, I'm gonna try maybe using it as a worm bin next. But in the meantime, I am attempting to use it along with, it's got, I lined it with aluminum tape that you use in ductwork construction projects, and just to like produce more heat. I'm actually pulling this out because this has got a lot of pollen in it, and I'm going to use this to feed back to the bees. So that I'm pulling out, and the reason why I'm doing this short little video clip on this, I'm actually finding more pollen. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is not all going into the wax melter. I'm going to be feeding the bees some of this pollen back. Some beautiful, beautiful pollen. And so I melt it up and put it into patties for bee feed. And so I started working in here. I threw a bucket of old wax comb from doing bee removals that I had in storage, and stuff that I was starting to get little signs of wax worms in. And so I'm like, oh, I got to get this cleaned up. And so I started throwing this in here, and when it hit the bottom, I realized that some of this comb actually has beautiful propolis on it. And I'm like, okay, so this must have been comb that was up close to the entrance, and so they were trying to block off like a probably wind. And this propolis is absolutely beautiful, and we're going to use this to make some medicinal propolis tinctures, and maybe use it in some wonderful lotions. And so I figured I'll show you how I'm actually pulling this out to use in some other products from the hive. I saw there's another one right here. And again, propolis is a mixture of wax and plant resins that have all kinds of different essential oils that were naturally taken from the plants by the bees. And propolis has been used as a medicinal product for thousands of years. And so, and here we are. We're here with some propolis, and it smells, I wish you can smell this. It smells wonderful. So more on propolis coming soon. Here's a follow-up video of some of the wax melting from the removals. And oh, this is a really pretty batch, a real beautiful yellow. So this wax melter works really nice. This is a commercial wax melter that has seen better days. Very small size. But it lost its cover, so I just is reusing a piece of glass that I had laying around. But as you can see, it does work. So even though it was broken, it's still usable. And the last one that I have is this one over here. And it's the cast iron one, and it's just not working. I mean, it's melting, but I think my pitch needs to be longer, and so does my amount of metal in the bottom needs to be a little longer, because it is getting hot enough to melt the wax. It is just probably not at the right angle. Not if you can see the wax melt.